I was impressed. He passed. He passed the test.
He passed the test. That's the same. That's the same thing. That's the same thing I did. Like I don't like this is my first time seeing him. I walk up to him I'm like, man, you just wearing that hat because the one back-to-back Super Bowl. That's what's like what. I'm like, only know one man that's a true Kansas City fan. That I show him a picture of you in the video that was doing, oh, you guys doing this? I'm like, yeah, it was like, then he pull up his sleeves. I'm like, oh shit, this dude got a tattoo. Yo, but speaking about Kansas City, bro, man, let's get to this news right here, man. The Chiefs traded top cornerback. Like, bro, I know you said a lot of things about him all season, how he shut down some of the number one wide receivers in the AFC, in the NFL, period. To the Titans for 2025 third round pick. Sneeze, dude. Does this impact the tree pit?
Yeah, he's the number one corner.
Nah, it doesn't. because we still have Patrick Mahomes. Now, people seem to forget he's a slot corner. He's not a corner. He's a slot corner. So you don't want to pay a slot corner that much money. That's number one. Now, listen, I wanted Sneed. I wanted him locked up for years. But the more that I kept on looking into it, the more I'm like, I don't think it's gonna happen. So I had to accept my fate. I had to come to grips and just know that, listen, we're probably not gonna get him back, and that's okay. Because one, even let's say we were to lock up Sneed, he's 28, man. I think he's coming off a rookie contract, but he's 28. You got McDuffie next year who'll be coming off a rookie contract. He'll be 24. So we have two lockdown corners. Most teams don't have any. So now we're stuck with one lockdown corner. Damn. Whatever. But we got players coming up. Jalen Williams, Jalen Watson, and somebody who got hurt last year in training camp who was probably going to play second to Sneed. And just remember this name, fellas. Najee Johnson. That boy can play. That boy can play. And Spags only got him because he fits in what Spags likes to do. Because Spags, he likes them long cornerbacks with the long arms, but can also quick run. So I mean, it sucks that he's not here. He's a two-time champ. We wouldn't have won the Super Bowl without that man. I mean, the plays that he made all year, the biggest play of the year for Sneed was knocking that ball out of Zay Jones at the half-yard line. So, I mean, he's going to be missed, but I think we'll be fine because we've had this conversation before where the Chiefs let a great player go and they're like, what are they doing? And then we win a Super Bowl. So, and that's Tyreek Hill. So I'm not worried. Is it a hit for our defense? Yeah. But I think we got three players that can fit in that role. So I believe those three players can match up to what Sneed has brought to our team.
Yeah, but I have a question for you though. Do you think a third rounder is good enough for him, or you can get more? Third round,
because I think that's what some of the Kansas City Chiefs fans are mad about because it is a third round.
Yeah, it was definitely an odd trade because it was a third round pick, and then I believe this year we're swapping seventh rounds. So like, what the hell can you get? Chiefs fans are like, what the hell can you get in the seventh round? You know what you can get in the seventh round? An Isaiah Pacheco that we drafted in the seventh round. That's what you can get.
Well, but not every year though.
I know not every year, but I'm saying there are teams out there who draft well. We got Isaiah Pacheco in the seventh round. Not saying everybody's going to pan out to be him, but you can. It's just a lot. You just have to know how to draft. And you have to trust in the process. Should we have gotten more? Yes, I think age played a factor. If he was younger, I think maybe it could have got boosted up to a second round. But we got him for a fourth round. So, I mean, we got better value back in return. Saved $19.6 million. Now we're headed into the draft with almost $30 million in cap. So there are players out there we can still sign, plus our rookie draft class. So, I mean,
we'll
see.
Did he have a say of where he's gonna get traded to, or the just whoever had the. Because why go to Tennessee? Because he's not winning nothing in Tennessee.
Well, he's gonna end up in Philly. Why should you go to Tennessee if Philadelphia won him? We know how we work, man.
Money.
True.
That's it.
Yeah.
I think that's what it came down to. Who's gonna pay me the most? I mean, I try to put myself in that situation. Like, why would I want to leave a place that's gonna compete every year?
Right.
But they're also are how much are you willing to take a pay cut? Like, would you take 20-30 million dollars less to play for a team that you can compete every year, or
Yeah,
go to a
right.
team that probably won't compete, but you're getting paid 30-40 million dollars more than you would have if you would have stayed? So
Yeah,
I get it.
and at the same time, it's like he already won the Super Bowl. What else do you need? Go get paid. Like you said, at age
Twice.
28 years, right? See, twice, back to back. You know, speaking of that, back to back, man. But yeah, like if that was me, 2 Super Bowls, I would have went for the money also. But you're talking about back to back. There's another news that happened somewhere in Buffalo. Head coach. It is narrow-minded to say Bill haven't succeeded without a Super Bowl. Solo.
Sit up for this one.
My man. Please talk to me, bro. Hey, like, what's going on? Like, does Sean should even say, you know how we just spoke about Bill Self saying something like this, but like, should he even say something like this? Come on, publicly just saying that, you know.
I think he was asked some kind of question that led up to that. He just didn't start talking about it. And I know why I can understand where it's coming from. There are different levels of being successful. There's only one Super Bowl champion every year. Okay? Not every single team can win a championship every year. The Bills have been successful.
I mean, we know that. I'm just saying, because there's some people here I haven't won it for 30 years. I don't remember who they are. You know, the Cowboys, I believe. Some people haven't won it for
Shut
lifetime.
your mouth,
You know? Yo, get out the dock so we can see you, light skin.
I know, no, my phone's about to die.
Oh, all right,
I mean,
John, man.
if for 6-7 straight years you make the playoff and you win games in the playoff, you reach the championship game, AFC championship game, or you got knocked in the division round, that is successful. That's a successful 6-7 years. You didn't win the Super Bowl. That's the ultimate goal, but it doesn't mean it's been a failure, right? We know every year the goal is to win the Super Bowl, but not everyone can win the Super Bowl. And there's a few teams like the Patrick Mahomes, the Kansas City, that can win frequently. It doesn't mean the rest of the 5 teams behind them, they haven't been successful. If Sean was gonna get fired from Buffalo, he will land a job next day somewhere, because the rest of the league, they have seen what he has done, how he has built that program. I think that's what it was. I think he was probably being a little bit defensive of the job he has done in Buffalo, because they were a bad team, bad organization. He showed up and turned things around. So I'm sure he was kind of being defensive. So it's been a successful season. Years, actually, successful years. But even though they haven't won a Super Bowl, they're in the playoff every single year. They win more than one game in the playoff every single year. It's not good enough for me as a fan, because I want a Super Bowl. But if we're just talking about being successful, it's been a success.
Lino, talk to me. What do you think? Because, right, I got some things to respond to Solomon, but I'm going to wait. Because, you know, Solomon, I don't want him to tell me the same thing his coach just said. Last time he called me, he says I'm not fair-minded. And today I heard coach saying, or yesterday I heard coach saying they're narrow-minded. I don't understand these Bill guys, man, but...
Narrow-minded.
No, he's taking his hat off. This guy.
If you guys think about this and just give a response from a neutral side, not being that I don't like that you don't like the Bills, just being honest, you would agree. You say that he hasn't been a failure every single year.
No, he's better than what you guys were before he got there.
Way better.
Way better. You guys weren't even making the playoffs before.
Right.
Lino, talk to me. What do you think?
He has been very successful. I would say his first 3-4 years were very successful. But as you get success, as you gain that success, expectations become even higher.
Right.
So
They
now,
change. I agree with that.
when he came in, let's get to the playoffs. Let's see what we can do. They get to the playoffs. All right, now we get to playoffs. Now see if we can win a game. Now we win a game. Everybody's the media is saying we can win a Super Bowl. We can do this. We can do that. Now the goal is a Super Bowl. So yes, you are succeeding because you're there every year. You're getting into the playoffs. Once you get in, you never know what can happen. But I think he's failed in moments. It's not so much the team is failing, he's failing in these moments. And I
Right.
think that's what the question that's where you got to read between the lines and see where that question is you're not a total failure. Not
Right.
like you said, not every team's going to win. There's just teams that are better, or just sometimes it's just pure luck. But I think he's failed in moments.
Right. In
But
moments, not
but
throughout
the
his.
team has been very successful. It just hasn't gotten over that hump. So I mean, we can look back on teams, the San Diego Chargers with Phillip Rivers and LaDainian Tomlinson. They were very successful. They just couldn't get past Tom Brady, or they were hurt. But they were always a great team and always there. Peyton Manning, before he broke through, they
Right.
were a great team. They just couldn't get it past Brady
Tom Brady.
until
Yeah.
they. It's just
Did.
you can be successful, but not win a championship.
Right.
But when you have championship aspirations, that's
Right.
where people will call you a failure. But he
All
has
right.
failed in moments. But I want to call Sean McDermott's tenure with the Bills a failure. When I think he's going to get, if the Bills don't win soon, he's going to get fired. When
Right.
he gets released, fired, whatever the case is, I want to call his stint with the Bills a failure by any means.
Right. I agree with everything you guys, both of you guys say, right? But this is where I say the word but, right? From where the Bills was until now, yes, it's not a failure. It's a success, right? But there's a but though, bro. He has a top 3 quarterback, as Solomon say, in the league, which is Josh Allen. And he has his probably top 5 wide receiver. The Bills actually had a great team. Season after season after season, the same thing. Like you say, failed in the moments. That's my problem with Josh Allen. I never say he's not a great quarterback. It's just the moment when things supposed to happen, or he's supposed to show that magic that Patrick Mahomes show or Tom Brady will show. He doesn't deliver at that moment. So for me to go here 1-8, 2-8, 3, I can't wait to play Chiefs at home. Then guess what happened? Joe Burrow showed up and beat you guys. I can't. Now you finally got Patrick Mahomes at home. Dude, all you had to do was just to win the game instead of worrying about not to lose the game. For me, that's where the failure comes in. You know, at that moment when you're just supposed to win the game, because you do got the top 5 quarterbacks in the league, bro. Like, you got to pull through. You got to pull through. The expectation is supposed to be a Super Bowl. There's nothing called, oh, we made it to the Super Bowl to the playoff, because we haven't been to the playoff for 17 years now. We got a guy that could take us there. Now, if he would have had a different quarterback, then I would have said everything being a success. But because he had Josh Allen as a quarterback, that makes a lot of difference. That makes a lot of difference where he's not even supposed to say something like this because of the quarterback. Like we all say, the most important position in the football is the quarterback, and you do got a top 5 quarterback. And this is not a year 1. This is not 2. This is like, what, 3 or 4 years they've been together? So it's totally different.
This is 7 years now.
You see, 7 years.
7 years, man.
Right. So 70 years, you still haven't pulled through it. Then you got Joe Burrow just showed up and made it to the Super Bowl. I didn't say he won it because Patrick Mahomes went there and back-to-back winning it. So for me, it is a little bit of saying, oh, you know, wait a minute, pump your brake now. You're not supposed to say this as a head coach because your job is to deliver a Super Bowl. It's not just making it to the playoff. If he was any other quarterback they had, what it was, Terrence Taylor that was the last quarterback, then no problem. But you got Josh Allen as a quarterback, bro. You know,
you just said Josh Allen. I almost got confused who you were talking about. Was it Josh Allen or Sean? Which one are we talking about?
No, I'm just saying, like when you have a quarterback like Josh Allen, the ambition every season should be that we're going to win a Super Bowl.
Yeah, but a lot of times you always say, "I was Josh Allen's fault that the Bills lost." A lot of times you say it was Josh Allen. So was it
just
Josh Allen or the coach?
That's just like what Lena just said right now. It's the moments that you guys feel. It's not the whole season, but when it mattered the most, when it's time to win the game, you guys, for some reason, something was always happening. So when I mean about Josh Allen, I'm just saying, if you had a top quarterback like Josh Allen, success is about Super Bowl. It's not just making it to the playoff. You know, right? I'm just saying, like, unless if you think Josh Allen is not good enough to win a Super Bowl.
No, Josh Allen is good enough to win a Super Bowl.
Yeah, because he also had defense. It's not like he's just, and then you got one of the best wide receivers in the league. You guys were stocked with players, so that's what I'm saying. Like, he shouldn't, for me publicly, he shouldn't say it that way, but narrow mind if you think Bills haven't been succeed because of Super Bowl, bro. That's what
I guess it comes down to how do you define being successful.
That's like LeBron James. That's like LeBron James, right? Let's just say Josh Allen is like, the top. Of course, LeBron is one of the best players, whatnot, right? If you're not the best player, right?
LeBron you can't
for 70 years when he was with Cleveland, the only thing that was missing, everybody was judging him about, is the championship. He haven't won a championship. Kevin Durant, all these great players. So if you got Josh Allen and you got a weapon like Dix, you gotta talk about Super Bowl. Right. It's not just a playoff wins. That's what I'm saying.
So this era of NFL, I almost compare it to the NBA. When Michael Jordan became Michael Jordan, there were a bunch of good teams, great teams. But the only problem they had was they had to play Michael Jordan in the final. Look at when the Lakers were winning championship with Kobe and Shaq. There were a lot of great teams. You're gonna tell me Sacramento was a failure? They were getting there every year, but there's just some errors.
But Sacramento didn't have Kobe, didn't have Jordan, they had LeBron. I'm not saying like that's what I'm saying about Josh Allen. If he was compared to other quarterback,
Chris Webber and come on, they are good teams. I'm just saying, look. How about the example of Peyton Manning? When Manning was in Indianapolis, he couldn't win nothing because it was just an era that Tom Brady and Bill Belichick were in the picture and nobody could win. But they were successful, right? Eventually he won, and then he went to Denver. He won another one. But if you say that was a failure, the first 6-10 years of his career, I guess it would depend how you judge success and failure. As a fan, I want a Super Bowl. That's the ultimate goal. And I don't know how the question was asked or how that came up when he said people that said the Bills 7 years has been a failure. They're not reminded. I didn't hear the question, so I don't know why he was trying to explain. But when me as a Bills fan, just look at the past 7 years, I don't think it's been a total failure. Like you guys say, he has failed in certain moments, but overall it hasn't been a failure. And unfortunately, those moments that he has failed are some of the biggest moments that he has to show up and win those games. And he has not done that.
That's what the failure comes in. The moments where there's big games, he's supposed to do something different. For 7 years, you have a quarterback like Josh Allen. If it was, like I say, if it was any other quarterback, Bills make it to the playoff. Who did he? They made it to the playoff. But it's not just about making it to the playoff. You guys, the playoff is already guaranteed to you guys anyway. The division you guys are in since Tom Brady left. Let's just be real with it. Now, I'm just saying, right? Now, I'm not trying to be funny, but like you guys were the best team.
I think with this team, even if Tom Brady was in the division, the Bills would be better than they.
Well, we don't know that.
Like you say, they never. Well, we don't know that, but we're just saying the way they've been playing, the way they look, having a quarterback like you say, they have a good shot. Like for example, the Dolphins have been good the past 5 years since their tour, but guess what? They just can't get past the Buffalo Bills, just like the Buffalo Bills can't get past the Chiefs. The same thing.
The Dolphins haven't been good, man. For me, the Dolphins just overhyped, man. They just win games.
The Dolphins if they're not playing division games, they spike everybody in their way.
Except for if they play teams over 500
on the road.
You know,
when
I
they
mean?
play
but
when they play the Chiefs or the Bills, but when they play everybody else, I mean, they put up 70 on Denver, and everybody say it's the greatest show on turf since son. That's what everybody was saying until they play really good teams.
Right.
So do you guys think the Dolphins season was a failure last year?
Hell yeah.
Do they understand it? Maybe not.
Mm-mm.
Do they
but that's the thing
not?
though. But that's the thing though. Like when we're talking about like Tua and we're talking about Josh Allen, we're talking about the Buffalo Bills roster collectively. Like even throughout the season, there's a point where like you could say, "Damn, this team actually look better than the Kansas City Chiefs." But then when you look at it player wise, of course, like practically Mahomes is in his own class. You got Kelsey, but when you look at overall, Bills had a great team. Injuries happened, and you made the run, and you had them at home where you guys wanted to have them for many years. You know, we can't wait to play them at home
and outplay the Chiefs throughout the whole game.
And the moment that you're supposed to pull it off, something always happens. So that's where the failure comes in.